Hello friends, I am Professor Darshan Thakur from Terna Engineering College Usmanabad welcomes you on my YouTube channel for this subject head digital communication. So as far as this today's session is concerned, so as you can see we will try to learn this modulation scheme whose name is nothing but pulse code modulation, right? So before going for this pulse code modulation, as we are very much aware of this thinking, why we are going for this modulation, whether it is analog communication or the digital communication, right? So basically what this modulation means, so actually modulation is nothing but what, the way in which we are converting that desired information bearing signal in a form which is suitable to this device, which will try to establish the desired link in between transmitter and receiver. The name of that device is nothing but what, communication channel, right? So one more time I will try to repeat the basic definition of this modulation. So modulation is nothing but what, the process by which we are converting that information bearing signal in a form which is suitable to that medium, right? Now as far as this modulation is concerned, so broadly it is divided into three different types: analog modulation, digital modulation, and third one is nothing but what, pulse modulation, right? So basically this pulse code modulation technique falls under the category of pulse modulation scheme, right? First of all we need to understand what is the difference in between this analog, digital and pulse modulation scheme, right? As far as analog or digital modulation schemes are concerned, so in case of this modulation process, as we are very much aware of this thinking, there are two test signals we are having with us. These two test signals are nothing but carrier signal and the modulating signal, right? So the nature of this carrier signal is always in analog form, whether it is analog modulation scheme or the digital modulation scheme. Another name given to this carrier signal is nothing but what, high frequency signal. The function allocated to that carrier signal is to carry the desired information bearing signal, or we can call it as a modulating signal, right? But as far as these pulse modulation schemes are concerned, the unique identity belongs to this pulse modulation scheme is nothing but what, the nature of its carrier signal. The carrier R line is in terms of few pulses. That's why the name given to this technique is nothing but what, pulse modulation scheme, because that is another very big area of discussion. As far as our today's session is concerned, so as you can see we will try to discuss the PCM transmitter and the PCM receiver, right? From digital communication point of view, this pulse code modulation or another type of this pulse modulation scheme is nothing but what, delta modulation, right? These schemes are being adopted by this fellow whose name is nothing but what, source encoder, which is lying in terms of this basic block diagram of this digital communication system. So what kind of task is being allocated to that source encoder? Source encoder, it will try to accept the number of symbols, those are being emitted by that information source, whether it is statically independent symbol sequence or statically dependent symbol sequence, right? It depends upon their occurrence probability, if all symbols occurs with equal probability or if all symbols occurs with unequal probability, right? So apart from this, what this encoder will try to do, the function allocated to that encoder is to accept each and every symbol emitted by that information source, and it will try to convert that symbol sequence in digital form, because our objective is to what, we are supposed to learn how to transmit this analog signal in digital form. That is our objective, right? So this pulse code modulation technique is being adopted by this block whose name is nothing but what, source encoder, right? So as you can see, this is the block diagram for PCM transmitter and PCM receiver. So one by one we will try to discuss the function allocated to each and every block belongs to this transmitter and belongs to this receiver, right? So as I told you earlier, basically what this PCM modulator will try to do, right? It will try to modulate the continuous time signal, right? It will try to modulate the continuous time signal which is being given to the input of this first block, whose name is nothing but what, as you can see, this is the low pass filter. Second block is nothing but sample and hold circuitry. Third block we are having with us is Q level quantizer. After that binary encoder, and the last block which involves in case of this PCM transmitter is nothing but parallel to serial converter, right? So basically what it will try to do, it will try to modulate the continuous time signal. and these modulated signals are being given to this binary encoder to replace each and every symbol with a finite binary bit code 1, right? And finally it is being transmitted towards the communication channel once it is being passed through this last block whose name is nothing but what? Parallel to serial converter, right? So now let us quickly go through the working phenomena corresponding to each and every block of this PCM transmitter. So now we will try to discuss the functionality belongs to each and every block in case of this PCM transmitter and PCM receiver, right? So we will start our journey with this first block whose name is nothing but what? A low pass filter. What kind of input signals are being given to this low pass filter? As you can see, it is the X of t, means the desired information bearing signal which we are interested to transmit from source to destination. And you need to remember that the nature of this modulating signal is continuous in terms of time as well as amplitude. That's why, as I told you earlier, practically most of the time the nature of that information bearing signal is in analog form. We are supposed to convert that analog information signal into a digital form. That is the task allocated to this PCM transmitter and receiver, right? So as you can see, first block is nothing but what? It is the low pass filter whose cutoff frequency is exactly equals to omega hertz. Means what it will, low pass filter will try to do with this input signal, the desired input signal which are continuous with respect to time and amplitude are being passed through this low pass filter. So this low pass filter whose cutoff frequency is exactly equals to omega hertz, means obviously it will try to block all the frequency components those are being greater than this omega hertz, right? Means a band limited signal of omega hertz is being generated by this low pass filter, right? Because its cutoff frequency is exactly equals to omega hertz. Then after that, the next block we are having with us is nothing but what? The sample and hold circuit, which will try to perform the function of the sampling, right? Sampling means what? The way in which we are converting this continuous time signal into the discrete time signal. The output of this sample and hold circuit is nothing but what? The band limited signals, those are being emitted by this low pass filter with omega hertz, but those signals are continuous with respect to time as well as amplitude. So these signals are being sampled by the sample and hold circuit. Basically, this sample and hold circuit operates upon the pulses those are being provided by this oscillator circuitry whose name is nothing but what? Timer. One pulse of this timer is being connected to the sample and hold circuitry, and another pulse from this oscillator is being given to this parallel to serial converter, right? Means this parallel to serial converter as well as this sample and hold circuit will operate upon the same clock frequency provided by this oscillator that can be abbreviated as a timer, right? So basically what this sample and hold circuitry will try to generate, it will try to generate the desired sample symbol sequence, right? Means the continuous time signal is being converted into the discrete time signal, right? So the discrete time signal is denoted by this abbreviation called it as the X of NTS, right? Because we are supposed to use the impulse function which will try to define the different sampling instants. So as we are having the n number of impulses, right? So accordingly, its instantaneous value that can be abbreviated as a X of NTS, right? The nature of this X of NTS is discrete in terms of time, but still it is the nature of this signal in terms of amplitude is continuous, right? So the next block we are having with us, one of the most important block as far as this pulse code modulation system is concerned. The name given to that block is nothing but what? Quantizer, right? So basically quantization is nothing but what? It is the process of approximation, right? A finite number of quantizer levels are being stored within that quantizer itself. Quantizer level means what? A finite number of digital levels are being stored within that quantizer. So as its name indicates, it is the Q level quantizer. Q number of digital levels are being stored within this quantizer. So what this quantizer will try to do? It will try to accept the instantaneous value given by this sample and hold circuit, right? And it will assign, what it will do, as I told you earlier, it is the process of approximation. Means during each and every signaling interval it will try to assign the nearest possible digital value to that current sample, which results in minimum error, right? So that error, that can be called as a quantization error. So by taking into account this minimum quantization error, what this quantizer will try to do, it will try to assign the digital level to each and every sample given by this sample and hold circuitry. Means basically it will try to convert the discrete time signal whose nature is continuous in terms of amplitude into the discrete amplitude signal, right? That you need to remember. Here the output of quantizer is discrete is in terms of time as well as in terms of amplitude, right? As far as the sample and hold circuit is concerned, it will try to convert the continuous time signal into the discrete time signal, but those signals which are being emitted by this sample and hold circuitry are continuous in terms of amplitude. So how this continuous amplitude is being converted into discrete amplitude? By the process of rounding off, or by the process of this quantization, or by the process of approximation, right? That is nothing but what? Quantizer, right? After that, the output of this quantizer is nothing but what? XQ of NTS. These signals are discrete in terms of time as well as amplitude, right? And these signals are being given to this binary encoder, right? As far as these three blocks are concerned, sample and hold circuitry, quantizer, and this binary encoder, right? The combination of these three blocks, that can be called as a analog to digital converter. How we are converting that analog information bearing signal in a digital form, that task is to be performed with the help of these three blocks. Out of that three blocks, first block is nothing but sample and hold circuitry, which will give the continuous time signal into discrete time signal. Second block is nothing but quantizer. By the process of approximation, it will try to generate the discrete time and discrete amplitude signal. Once those signals are being converted into the discrete time and discrete amplitude form, after that each and every sample, whether it is statically dependent symbol sequence or statically independent symbol sequence, each and every sample is being converted into finite binary bit code 1. That task is to be performed by this binary encoder, right? Once each and every sample is being converted into V number of binary digits, then after that we are having this block whose name is nothing but what? Parallel to serial converter, right? In between this transmitter and receiver, the another important fellow we are having with us, which will try to establish the desired link, is nothing but what? The communication channel. So from communication channel or communication media point of view, always we need to remember that the transmission power and the transmission bandwidth, these are the two most important resources as far as whether it is analog communication, digital communication, wireless communication or wired communication, irrespective of its type, effectively we should utilize the bandwidth as well as power, right? So for that purpose, it is not feasible for we people to transmit each and every binary bit over that transmission line. So instead of that, what exactly we are doing? We are converting this parallel bit stream into the serial bit stream. Means that with the number of binary bits are being converted into a single baseband signal. It is being converted into single baseband signal. That is nothing but what? The output of this PCM transmitter, right? The another name given to this output is nothing but what? This suffix R. What this suffix R stands for? Suffix R is nothing but what? Signaling rate of this PCM transmitter. Signaling rate in the sense means how many number of bits per seconds are being transmitted by this transmitter towards the receiver, which exactly equals to what here? It is the multiplication in between these two factors, V into Fs, where what this Fs stands for? This is the desired sampling frequency or the sampling rate which was selected by the transmitter is exactly equals to how much according to this Nyquist criteria. In order to have the successful samples and in order to reconstruct the envelope of that original signal, always that signal is being sampled at a desired rate of greater than or equal to 2 omega, right? for sake of this moment, it exactly equals to how much? To omega, where omega is nothing but what? The maximum signal frequency component which is present within this envelope, right? And that is nothing but what? The cutoff frequency of this low pass filter. It will try to generate the band limited signal of omega hertz, right? So here, as I told you earlier, signaling rate is nothing but what? It is the product in between number of beats per each and every sample, whether it is statically dependent symbol sequence or statically independent symbol sequence multiplied by number of samples per second, which will give you the desired signaling rate of PCM transmitter. So in this way, this PCM transmitter works, right? In case of this PCM transmitter, there are 5 identical blocks we are having with us, right? Out of that 5 blocks, we had started our journey with this low pass filter which will try to generate the band limited signal of omega hertz, right? These band limited signals are being given to the sample and hold circuit which will operate the desired frequency provided by this oscillator. It will try to generate the sample symbol sequence out of it, right? Once that sample symbol sequence is being emitted by this sample and hold circuit towards the quantizer, by the process of approximation it will convert this discrete time continuous amplitude signal into discrete time and discrete amplitude signal by the process of approximation. Then after that, each and every symbol is being replaced with finite binary bit code 1. That task is being performed by this binary encoder, and finally the parallel bit streams are being converted into serial bit stream to generate the desired single baseband signal, right? To effectively utilize the available transmission bandwidth. So this is the functionality of this transmitter, right? As far as this receiver is concerned, so again finite number of blocks we do have within this receiver, which will try to perform the exactly opposite operation as compared to the transmitter, right? So see here, the first block is nothing but what? The regenerator. What kind of input is being given to this regenerator? The pulse mode modulated signal which was emitted by this transmitter are being given to this receiver with the help of that communication channel. So whenever we are talking about this channel, so the basic tendency of that channel is to add certain noise, whether it could be the thermal noise, environmental noise, or any kind of noise. Irrespective of that, the regenerator will try to eliminate the additive noise which was added by that channel into the desired envelope of this PCM signal, right? After that, we are having another block whose name is nothing but what? The serial to parallel converter, right? Means again that single baseband signal is being converted into what? A band limited signal of how many hertz? A band limited signal of omega hertz, because see the output of this receiver will be what? The output of that PCM receiver will be the envelope of that information bearing signal or the original information bearing signal which was given to the input of this low pass filter, right? So as we are having serial to parallel converter, here in case of this PCM transmitter we had gone through the analog to digital converter. So obviously in case of receiver, the digital signals are being converted into that analog form. After that, these are being given to the sample and hold circuitry. Again one more time, what this sample and hold circuitry will try to do, it will try to convert this continuous time signal into the discrete time signal, and this discrete time signal or each and every sample is being passed through this low pass filter whose cutoff frequency is how much? Omega hertz. Again here, similar to this transmitter, this regenerator as well as the sample and hold circuitry, the serial to parallel converter and the sample and hold circuitry operates upon this particular oscillator. The desired clock frequency is to be provided by this oscillator whose name is nothing but what? Timer in case of this PCM receiver. Now finally, as we are interested to define the transmission bandwidth of this PCM modulator, right? So the transmission bandwidth is exactly equals to how much it is? According to the basic criteria, it is always greater than or equal to 1/2 of its signaling rate, right? What this signaling rate stands for? The number of beats per second those are being emitted by that PCM transmitter towards the receiver, which is nothing but what? It is the product of number of binary beats per symbol multiplied by number of symbols per second. This is the desired sampling rate, right? So according to this Nyquist rate, the sampling rate is exactly equals to 2 into omega, where omega is nothing but what? The maximum signal frequency component which is present within that envelope, right? So finally transmission bandwidth is exactly equals to how much here? V into omega, where V is nothing but what? With the number of binary bits are being taken by this encoder to replace each and every sample which are being given to this parallel to serial converter in order to effectively utilize the available transmission bandwidth. As far as this receiver is concerned, what is the function allocated to that receiver? The transmitted signals are being received across this regenerator. So what this regenerator will try to do? It will try to eliminate the desired noise which was added by that channel, right? Once that noise is being eliminated, again it will be, those signals are being given to the serial to parallel converter opposite to the transmitter, right? So again the output of the serial to parallel converter is being given to this digital to analog converter, right? Means one more time those analog signals are being given to the sample and hold circuit to generate the continuous to generate the discrete time signals out of it. That desired sample sequence is being passed through this low pass filter whose cutoff frequency is how much here? Omega hertz, to generate the envelope of that information bearing signal which was given to the PCM transmitter, right? So in this way this pulse code modulation technique works, right? What we need to remember, as I told you earlier, this PCM modulator that can be used as a source encoder into the basic digital communication link. What is the function of that source encoder? Is to understand or what kind of functionality is being allocated to that encoder. Each and every symbol is being converted into the digital form, because by default the nature of that modulating signal is in analog form, right? So this is how this PCM transmitter and receiver works. Thank you.